Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me today. We are having an anxiety chat. That sounds like a cute coffee time or whatever, but I guess we are doing that. I have water, but maybe some of you have coffee or tea. I'm doing this in celebration of my newest book coming out just in a couple of weeks, available for pre-order now, called How to Heal Yourself from Anxiety When No One Else Can. This is the follow-up to my original book, How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can. This one has similar techniques. Some are exactly the same, but it teaches you in depth about how to apply my approach and my techniques to target and address anxiety specifically. So all of the emotions that are involved, the beliefs, the process in the body. So it's all about anxiety, which is something a lot of you were asking me for. Hi, Jerry. Hi, everybody. Um, so today I wanted to talk about a few things with you because I feel like anxiety has been one of those topics that has been greatly misunderstood. And when we don't understand something, it's very, very hard to address and heal it. So I wanted to bring my approach to you to share with you how I see anxiety and why maybe you've had a difficult time healing from it. Can you just let me know in the chat box if you have experienced anxiety, how long? Just kind of share with me a little bit as I talk because I want to know who I'm talking to and what will help you. So, interestingly enough, I think I've always had anxiety, but I never resonated with anxiety. Like people around me would always say, I have anxiety, I have anxiety. And I was thinking, I don't have anxiety. I'm just sick with Lyme disease, autoimmune disease, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, and all these other things, but I don't have anxiety. And what I realized at some point was anxiety wasn't what I thought it was. I thought that anxiety was fear. And while I did have fear about many things, about not being good enough, about not healing, about things like that, I was never and have never been afraid of bridges or spiders or flying or anything like that, even though I've considered myself at times a fearful person. But again, about life things, about not getting well from Lyme disease, about people being disappointed with me, about hurting people's feelings, but never about things that I would typically associate with anxiety. So, hi, Sue. Um, and so, what I realized was anxiety wasn't what I thought it was. One, which is why I wasn't addressing it. Two, and which was why it was really impacting me in my struggles with Lyme disease and other illnesses. Three. So what we're going to go over today is what anxiety really is from my perspective, why it feels so bad, and some of the sneaky ways that it shows up in your life in case you haven't been addressing anxiety because you don't even realize that you're experiencing it. And I don't want to add another diagnosis or another list or another, kind of condition to your roster, but I'm sharing this because I think it will help you understand where you are and how to heal even faster. Hi, Carlene. Hi, Gretchen. Hi, everybody. Okay, so let's talk about what anxiety is. Many people, including what I believe that anxiety is fear. How many of you have always thought of anxiety as fear-based? Let me know in the chat box if that's kind of what you thought. Oh, anxiety is being afraid. And I kind of just want to see how many people were just like me. But what I realized anxiety is not fear, but the suppression of any emotion, including fear sometimes, but not always fear, but the suppression of emotion in your body. When you suppress emotions in your body, what happens is you get this feeling like something's coming up or out or something bad is happening. And I always tell people, you feel like something bad is happening because something bad is happening. It's not dangerous, but it's bad in that all these emotions that you've stuffed in your body are trying to come up and they're so stuck down there that makes you feel anxious, that makes you feel on edge, that makes you feel sometimes maybe fearful. The interesting thing that I've really learned is that any emotion can create anxiety. And oftentimes, more often than not, it's not fear because fear is something we recognize, we feel typically safe talking about, everybody understands it. But I have seen just as many people have anxiety from suppressed anger, hopelessness, frustration, anything you suppress, any emotions that you've suppressed over a long period of time can make you feel anxious. And the reason that a lot of the standard anxiety treatments don't work, like talking through it in therapy or taking medication, is because they don't address that stuck emotional energy in your body. This doesn't mean stop taking your medication and stop going to therapy. Both of those things can be very beneficial, but when you're looking at healing anxiety, it's very, very important to work from all aspects and to get to the root of it. Now, I will make this very small disclaimer that sometimes anxiety is exacerbated or caused by a physical condition, like sometimes adrenal fatigue, thyroid issues, there's other ones. But again, my perspective is that a lot of those physical issues have an energetic or emotional component. So we always come back to, even though it's great to have support for your physical body, what are you doing to release the emotional stress that might be impacting your nervous system and your immune system that is helping kind of create or manifest these symptoms in the first place. Okay, so now we know anxiety is not just fear, and it can come from any suppressed emotions over your lifetime. You don't need to worry that not expressing every single emotion will create anxiety, but a pattern of suppressing emotions is what I found contributes to anxiety. So we know now what it is, why it feels so darn bad, because if you have all those stuck emotions in your body, anger and fear and hopelessness and all that stuff, it's kind of trying to come up all the time. It's really just you're feeling it all the time. And that puts us on edge. If we're constantly feeling a little bit angry and a little bit fearful and a little bit hopeless and all of these different emotions, you can see why it's so darn hard to relax, right? Because all of that is coming up. So I want to talk to you a little bit now about how anxiety shows up in your life, because it can be really hard to recognize. So I have a list that I've posted before, and it's in How to Heal Yourself from Anxiety When No One Else Can. And the list is how anxiety shows up in your life. And, oh, I gotta go, it's back right there. And it's on page 37 for when you get the book. But I'm just gonna read you a couple of them, and I want you to let me know in the chat box if you resonate with any of these, okay? Negative, compulsive, or obsessive thoughts. Difficulty making decisions can be a really big sign of anxiety. Not trusting one way or another, feeling conflicted, all of that. Being too hard on yourself, self-critical, can be a manifestation of anxiety. Being moody. Digestive upset, so any digestive condition, diarrhea, constipation, nausea. Nausea is a huge one that comes with anxiety, because worry is one of the emotions we tend to suppress and try to kind of talk ourselves out of. And worry energetically is connected to the organ of the stomach. And so a lot of times anxiety will affect the digestive system. Feeling moody, shaky, unstable, resistance to accepting the help of others. That's a little bit of a tricky one, but resistance to accepting the help of others is a form of anxiety. Not being able to let go, not being able to relax. Essentially, when you're anxious, you constantly feel on edge, and it's very hard to relax. So someone says, who, me? I feel all of those. Oh, and somebody's, hi, Shiana from France. Oh my goodness, everybody's from everywhere. So sometimes it's hard to help ourselves when we don't even know what we're dealing with, which is why I put that list in the book and why I wanted to share it with you. Not, again, to give you another thing that you have to deal with, but to realize that maybe this is a piece for you that you need to deal with. So we're going to be talking more about this in the coming weeks before the book comes out. But I want to share a couple of things with you about the book, and then I'm going to share with you a quick technique that you can start using today that's kind of a little mini, tiny shortcut from the book that will help you start releasing anxiety today. So first of all, today is January 25th. If you order the book before it comes out, so before February 8th, which means February 7th is your deadline before it comes out, you can join me for a free energy healing session on anxiety. And I'll put the, after this video is over, I'll put the link up there. So you order the book, you go to this page on my website, and you sign up for this hour-long session where it's going to be me guiding you through energy healing. it'll be some of what's in the book, and you'll need your book for it because I'm going to show you some shortcuts and some really easy ways to get started ASAP, along with a guided session where you'll just get to close your eyes and just let go of tons and tons of anxiety in a gentle yet powerful way. Okay, so that's it on the book right now. Let me teach you a technique. And again, the full technique is called Thymus Test and Tap in the book. And it's one of my favorite techniques. It's a technique that I created that helps you either pendulum or muscle test to identify the specific emotions that are stuck in your body creating anxiety. Now, a lot of people say to me, well, I know that feels like me. I feel anxious and I'm sure I do suppress my emotions, but how do I know what the heck, like which ones are there, right? So the book is going to teach you how to figure out exactly what emotions are stuck in your body from what age by helping you tap into your subconscious mind where all this good stuff is stored. And that's one of the things when I get referrals from doctors and psychologists that send their patients to me and say, we've talked through all the stuff that they remember and we have all these good coping mechanisms, but they're still anxious. They still have anxiety. I always say that's probably because you haven't dealt with some of the things that would make a difference that they aren't aware of. We're only aware of and remember so much, right? Thank goodness. But your subconscious mind knows if there are specific ages or things you need to address. And that's why a lot of times working through just talk therapy or just medication doesn't allow you to really go in and address the things that are bubbling up all of the time and trying to come out. So Thymus Test and Tap, one of my favorite techniques that you're going to learn in the book, but I'm going to show you a shortcut. It does involve tapping on the thymus gland. Your thymus gland is about an inch below where a notch in your neck is. So it's about right here. And it's under your breastbone. You're not going to feel it. But tapping on it actually helps boost your immune system through your thymus gland, which is the master gland of your immune system, and release stress and emotional trauma, anxiety, emotions that are stuck in there, the nervousness that can come about when you feel anxious. So thymus tapping is really good, but I'm going to add something to it, which is a little bit of what you're going to learn in the book. What you're going to do is when you're feeling anxious, you're going to close your eyes and you're going to ask yourself and challenge yourself to find the real emotion you're feeling. You're not allowed to find an emotion of anxiety because I don't think that's an emotion. That is a symptom of emotions getting stuck. Or that anxiety can also be because when all those emotions get stuck, it can send your body into fight, flight, or freeze because you feel like something bad's happening. And that fight, flight, or freeze can cause a fear response and an anxiety response. But what's under it is what we're always looking for, okay? So you challenge yourself in the moment you're feeling anxious to identify what the real emotion is. It might be anger, it might be hopelessness, it might be nervous, it might be frustration about something you can't express. It might be feeling out of control. There's tons and tons of emotions that it could be. And I have actually a list of the emotions in this book. If you have the first book, How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can, there's a list of emotions as well. It's on page 133. In this book, I haven't memorized. Oh, I just flipped through and saw it, I think. In this book, it's going to be on page 120. So there's a list of emotions you're going to have. But for now, without the list of emotions, if you only have the first book, just try to identify what you're really feeling. Not just, I'm anxious, but what is it? What is the emotion that might need to come up? And once you figure it out, you tap on your thymus gland and you just say, letting go of anger. Letting go of anger. And what you're doing there is you're telling your body to let go of that emotion. And the thymus tapping actually helps flush that energy out of your system. Your thymus gland is connected to your whole energy body. So if there are emotions like anger, frustration, hopelessness, stuck anywhere in your body, you can access them and release them by tapping on your thymus gland. Again, more in the book when you get it. We're on this crazy countdown now. It's almost here. But for now, this is a great way to do it. You close your eyes, identify the real emotion under the anxiety, and simply tap on your thymus gland as you tell your body to let it go. letting go of this anger, or please let go of this anger. I also like the term releasing because that's very clear for the body to release, release, release. So sometimes I'll say releasing anger, releasing anger. You could even just focus on what you want to release and just say releasing, releasing, releasing. Let's all try it right now. Can everybody just close your eyes for just a second? See if you can identify a true emotion that might be buried under feeling anxious. We're so used to just saying, I'm anxious, I'm anxious, I'm anxious, and not looking deeper. So let's challenge ourselves to look deeper. If you find that you have 5 emotions, that's okay. You'll just release one at a time. And close your eyes and let's just say releasing, releasing, releasing as you tap. You're both releasing the emotion while boosting the immune system and calming the nervous system. Let's do it again. Focus on your emotion. Releasing, releasing, releasing. And you can do this. Don't tap super hard, but give it a little tap. You might be sore, and if you're sore, it just means that there's stuck energy there. You can do it for anywhere from 15 seconds to a few minutes, as long as you're fairly gentle, okay? You can do it as many times a day as you want. But what you're really doing with this exercise is to identify the emotion, because until you identify, if you just walk around going, I'm anxious, I'm anxious, I'm anxious, your body doesn't even know what to let go. So you want to identify the emotion and then give your body a really gentle way to release it. Not to just talk about it, because sometimes that can re-traumatize us if we keep talking about our problems and retelling our story, but to actually give your body the message that we're going to release this now as you do the energy therapy technique of tapping on your thymus gland. Tell me how it's going for you. Type in the box. How does it feel? Do you feel calmer? Does that make sense to you that we need to really, really find what it is and release it? We need to be specific with the body. This is what's stuck and this is what we're releasing. Danielle says, when did the book come out? So this book comes out February 8th. If you pre-order on Amazon, by February 7th, you're going to be included in a live group energy healing session with me. Usually I'll tell you with Amazon, the books sneak out a little bit early. So if you pre-order, you'll probably get yours a little bit early. No promises, but this is my 3rd book. And so I kind of know how it works. But I will put the link for you in the link in the comments and also in the little description of the video. Okay, how's everybody doing? Let's see. Feels great. Makes sense. I feel calmer. I yawned. Oh, Gretchen, thank you for reminding me. If you yawn or take sort of involuntary sighs, that's a really great sign that the energy is releasing. For those of you who have read How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can, you know that that's a sign that the nervous system is calming down. So when you yawn, you know you're releasing those emotions under the anxiety. Yay, everybody says, I feel like there's something stuck in my throat. Okay, Carlene. So interestingly enough, emotions that cause anxiety can be stuck anywhere. When you have a hard time expressing your emotions, you can feel it in your throat, because your throat or throat chakra is your energy of expression. And so that totally makes sense. What you can try is tapping on the thymus gland and then also giving a few taps to your throat chakra and see if that helps, okay? You can always tap, in addition to the thymus gland, on any area of the body where you feel something stuck. And I do teach that in How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can. If you have problems with your liver or your stomach or your lower back, I say just tap where it is, because a lot of times that will break up the energy. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited to share this perspective on anxiety, because I hope that it will help you like it helped me to understand. It's so, so hard to heal from something that we don't understand. And when we misunderstand it, we sometimes are going on a path of healing that doesn't really make sense, that doesn't really address the root cause. So, excuse me, I've been talking a lot lately. How to Heal Yourself from Anxiety When No One Else Can is out February 8th, but you can order it now. I will put a link on how to order it and how to join the free energy healing session that I'm going to be doing shortly after the book comes out. You will need the book for it, okay? So grab your book first. I will watch the comments and make sure I try to answer as many of them or as many questions as I can, and I will be back with more soon. Take care. Bye.